one of the most dominant MMA athletes of all time, recently got promoted to black belt after about 8 years at brown belt, and a lot of people thought this was appropriate. I didn't really see any. I didn't really see any complaints from anybody. Here we go. She earned it from Cobrinha, so that's about as legit as you could get. No one's gonna talk to that guy about who does and does not deserve rank. And actually, she won some pretty sizable gold medals, I believe, at purple belt a few years ago. So, and it's interesting. She's been putting in time in the gi. She said that as much, and she's been open about that. What do you think? Yeah, do you think, now that she's taken, she's in Bellator, her UFC days are done, maybe her schedule is looking a little lighter. Do we see Cyborg go after ADCCs? Do we see her go after? Does she get an invitation to ADCC just because she's
I don't know about an invitation. She might get a super fight. She might get paid to do a super fight. That would be more likely. I think that they were trying to get Khabib to do a super fight. Mo kind of
Mo was. It's funny that we're talking about Khabib and moved on, but Tony was talking about in an interview, I think with Bloody Elbow or MMAfighting.com, I'm not sure which. But he was talking about how, he still wants to fight Khabib. He thinks he's going to be back in the MMA. But if he doesn't, then he'd be willing to go on Submission Underground. Heather, friend of the show, posted about it earlier. So that would be, grappling match, Tony Ferguson, Khabib. I'd be very interested in seeing that.
That'd be pretty cool. They ended up fighting.
Tony just bite his ear off.
Punching each other in the face. Tony Ferguson is a little bit unhinged lately. He's a little bit creepy. Unless I can punch him in the face, I don't think I'd want anything. I don't want to be very close to Tony Ferguson too much. It kind of creeps me out.
We're planning to have Danielle Kelly on pretty soon. Scheduling conflicts had to push it a little bit, and she just had a really exciting match against Roxanne Modafferi, a standout friend of the show, our best friend.
Right.
Is that true? No, but I'm gonna say it.
We're going to say it anyway.
Yeah, because we love her. She's great, and she looked great during that match before the toe hold. I think there is a definite market for crossover matches with established MMA stars and grappling specialists. With that in mind, who would you want to see Cris Cyborg go against, and why is it Gabby Garcia?
I don't know that Cyborg is big enough to go against Gabby Garcia. I mean, Gabby Garcia is a gargantuan. Yeah, I don't know.
No disrespect to Gabby Garcia. Yeah. No disrespect to Gabby Garcia. She is a gamer.
But to be perfectly honest with you, Cyborg would have to prove herself a little bit more on the jiu-jitsu scene to go after some of the elites like the Claudia Devals and the girls that are out there really tearing up the jiu-jitsu scene. But that's not to say that they don't figure out a way to get Cyborg on a show if it's profitable for her. And I'm sure that now in the market of professional jiu-jitsu, it is very profitable for ex-MMA fighters, UFC stars to get on a big card because they get paid to do it. So if the money's right, get her on there, man. It's be something to see. I'm sure she's skilled. I mean, God, she fought forever. I'm surprised. When I heard she's got her black belt, I was like, really? She's on a black belt? I just assumed she was a black belt. She must. If she's trained under Cobrinha, he probably wanted her to dedicate herself to the gi a little bit more, and she probably had.
I think, and now it's shitty to bring up lineage just because I feel like that that's fallen by the wayside. No one cares where you come from or who you get your belt from. You're that belt, but it is Cobrinha that's giving her a black belt. So does that mean she doesn't have to prove a whole lot in competition? Because she's definitely, if she's in Cobrinha's gym, she's rolling with legit grapplers. Not just MMA black belts and brown belts. She's rolling with legit practitioners. And she doesn't seem like the type that would take the easy way out and just say I deserve anything.
I think that, and Ed, I don't know because I haven't seen her on the competition feed until she goes out there and wins in IBJJF Worlds or wins in ADC trials.
Well, she's had gold. She's won gold at purple. So
yeah, but
this was a long time ago
at the black belt level, at the truly elite level. She'd have to go out there and win some big things before they give her a truly elite level grappler. Until that point, she could make her name for herself in the crossover market against a lower level girl, maybe there's a girl that won the trials out of Danaher School. She trains under Jay. She's actually one of Danielle's training partners. Is a little bit bigger girl, and I can't remember her name. Amanda something, I think her name is. Redheaded girl. That would be a good matchup for her. There's a couple other girls out there on the scene that could give Cyborg a good crossover MMA Jiu-Jitsu crossover match. But I don't think she's ready to get a really true elite level Jiu-Jitsu practitioner.
It's a shame that the perfect venue for her would probably be Submission Underground, but given how dicey her exit from the promotion was, and that or the UFC was, and that right. Submission Underground is on UFC Fight Pass, I don't know if Dana would okay it, even though the views would be ridiculous. Like people would buy out the ass for
someone
that.
Will figure it out. I think Mo might figure out a way to get her on an ADCC. If you're listening, Mo, get her on the ADCC super fight. I think that would be a good matchup for her. But who knows? Maybe she don't want to do it. Maybe she's making it what she want to do in Bellator. The money would have to be right, I think. That's the best part about MMA star. I think just as a final note, MMA stars going over to the grappling scene a little bit. And I know there's some purists that have problems with it, but I think the rising tides raising all ships saying applies here, because these are highly visible public figures that are injecting a non-zero amount of attention into just traditional grappling. So Cyborg's following is such that anything she does is going to get attention. She does a charity 5K, it gets views, like just her running in a circle during a turkey trot or something. That gold level, platinum level marketability in the fighting world.
She's genuine. She's won belts in almost every major promotion. I think Strikeforce, Bellator, UFC, Invicta. In what else? That's it. I don't think she has anything in Pride. Oh no,
yeah, she still has some mileage on her for promoters to take advantage of. I think it's just a matter of when she's done with her MMA career and if they can figure out a way to make it worth her while to train for an event. Yeah, but who knows? Maybe she wants to do it for the Georgia Jiu-Jitsu. Maybe now she just wants to dedicate herself to competing in Jiu-Jitsu just to kind of get that competitive fire out of her. We'll see. We'll see how she does. If Cobrinha gave her a black belt, she's probably pretty good.
Mo, I'm going to give you a $1 million idea, and you can just take it and do whatever you want with it. Cris Cyborg, Ronda Rousey judo match.
Wow. That's not even competitive. MMA or jiu-jitsu match is fine. That would be funny though.
It would be funny if Ronda is so overconfident that she lets Cris get the arm bar as she's being thrown, which it still flies.
Jiu-jitsu match is something that could be done though. I would see them. I don't know if they do it in the gi. Let them do it in the gi. But I'd do it in no gi, whatever they do. I think ADCC, Ronda Rousey, Cyborg that is $1 million idea. That's a big one right there. Let's make that happen.